Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and we are back for our NHL 17 franchise mode following the Carolina Hurricanes, as we are getting ready to start the last 20 games here of our playoff push, hopefully, for this team. Currently sit at 67 points, second place in the Metro, 4 up on the Capitals, 2 behind the Blue Jackets, and a couple points ahead of that wild card spot. So we are at the trade deadline right now. I definitely wanted to get your suggestions on some things that we possibly could trade for at the deadline. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of the trading block suggestions and players that you guys definitely suggested I should try to pick up and who I'm actually going to be going for in this deadline, which may surprise you guys. Not going all out as I really wanted to, but Anaheim was nobody other than Pominville. Don't really want to go after Pominville all too much. Nobody on Calgary. Nobody on Chicago, nobody on Colorado. We could get Bobrovsky, but that's way too much to pay for an 89 goaltender. I could understand if we really wanted to bolster up our team, but definitely not. Yurko and Howard, definitely not. Pouliot was definitely an intriguing name, but I opted not to go for him. Same thing with UC Jokinen as well. Roughly around the same trade value that I'm kind of looking for. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I can swing a deal for Jokinen instead for the trade that I'm thinking about. I'll come back to you, UC. Hold on for a minute. But anyway, Lop, don't want Eric Stahl. Montoya, no. Halak, no. Camilleri and Zook, I really wanted to see if I could get one of them, but I really don't think that's going to happen. McLeod, definitely not. I don't want to go after Wayne Simmons. It's way too much I'm going to have to pay. Murray and Pouliot, I think the reason Pouliot is that low is because his morale is down, so I really don't want to go for that. Joe Ward was an interesting name. Let's think about this guy. I really want to pick him up, to be perfectly honest, but I don't want to mess with the chemistry of our team right now. Ward has been playing okay this year. I think Cam Ward has a record of 6-3-3, which is good. This guy has a record of 3-8 with a goals against average of 3.06. Then again, it's on a bad St. Louis Blues team. I don't know how good their defense is here in St. Louis, but the thing is, we already have like a pretty good goaltender prospect coming up soon. He's not going to be ready. Well, he could be ready next year. Alex Nedeljkovic could be ready next year, or Alsholder could be ready next year. This guy would be really, really good, but I don't know. I really don't want to pick him up to mess with the chemistry of our team. Maybe I'll wait till the offseason. His trade value might be a lot bigger than if we need a goaltender prospect, but I really just don't want to screw with the chemistry of our team right now, because if I'm thinking who I would have to trade for him, I would have to trade Cam Ward, probably another prospect, and a draft pick to get this guy, even though his trade value is not incredibly high. I don't want to make that trade to get rid of Cam Ward on our team when, honestly, he's been a reliable backup this year. Toronto has nobody. Don't want to trade for either Sedin or Edler. Don't want to trade for anybody on Winnipeg. And now I'm stuck. I'm thinking here, maybe I go after UC Jokinen now instead of Justin Williams, because I'm thinking the player I want to trade might have around the exact same value as UC Jokinen. So you know what? I'm going to see if I can swing a deal for UC Jokinen instead of Justin Williams, because I really wanted to get Williams. But if I can get myself UC Jokinen instead, I'm not going to be angry about that whatsoever. So where is UC Jokinen's trade value at? Okay, it's that little niche right there. And then I want to take a look at the player I want to deal in this trade, which would be, okay, yeah, it's not as big as I thought it would be. Like, Jokinen's trade value is what Zadina's is, and Williams is definitely what Yamamoto has. So you know what? We're not going to go with Florida. We're going to go with my gut here and go with the player I wanted to trade for in the first place. Winnipeg is a good team, but I do want to get rid of him nonetheless. So I am going to pick up, wherever he may be, Justin Williams right here. 37 years old, 84 overall, veteran type of player. I just want to get some more depth for my lineup. I really want to make that fourth line just a little bit better. And I think Justin Williams will definitely bring that to the team for sure. Defense is good. Very good census category with pretty decent offensive awareness. Puck skills and shooting are all around decent, around 85s, pretty much mid-80s everywhere. 84 overall, like I say. He has 3 goals and 32 assists so far this year. He hasn't gotten goals, but he's like an assist machine this year. 35 points, -6, which isn't bad. Only 4 penalty minutes. Doesn't seem to be taking shots this year. But you know what? We really want him for some defense. And honestly, I can get Justin Williams for pretty cheap. So we're going to add Justin Williams to the table, and the player I'm going to be sending off to Winnipeg will be this guy. I have him unsigned right now. I don't really see me using him. Eventually, I'm going to send Kyler Yamamoto to the Winnipeg Jets in this deal. 20 years old, high AHL top 6, 67 overall. It's going to take a little bit of time to progress. His defensive category is nowhere where I need it to be. His shooting category is okay, like 85s, 87s. Seems to be an okay fast skater, not going to be physical. His senses and his puck skills look to be good. He is a playmaker, but second round, 40th overall pick. I don't think I really need this too much. I'm going to send Kyler Yamamoto that way to Winnipeg to get Justin Williams. Now, if I can get a draft pick back in here as well, wouldn't be bad. Their trade values were pretty similar, so I'm definitely not going to get a third. That'd be stretching it. I'll see if I can grab a fourth in this deal from Winnipeg. So we'll see if this goes through. Yamamoto for Williams and a fourth from the Winnipeg Jets. Trade value just seems a bit low, so if I get for a fifth, will you guys do that? Williams and a fifth for Yamamoto. Will that go through? Trade accept. I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Winnipeg Jets, and we consider it a done deal. All right, cool. So I think that's all I'm going to do. That's really all I'm going to do. I know a bunch of you guys want me to make that trade with the Blues for that goalie, but I really just don't want to screw with the chemistry of our team all too much. So Yamamoto's gone. We get a fifth back in return for it, and I think we can take TJ Gagliardi off of that fourth line, and we could immediately throw Justin Williams into the squad. He's a left wing, right? Is he done the minors? Or was it right wing? He might have went down to the minors. I might have to call him up. Let's go to options. Go to roster moves. He might have went down to the AHL. In the system, yep, he went down to the AHL. Call him up. Good. Aho's already at 82, which is a depth forward now, which is nice. Yep, so NHL, go to the line edits, and we're going to take TJ Gagliardi off that line, and we're going to throw Justin Williams in there to the fourth line role, just like that. He can play third line if he needs to as well. He is a third line scoring forward, so if the third line isn't clicking all too much, they need some little bit of a jolt, I think we can easily insert Justin Williams in there. And plus, he is Mr. Game 7, so if we need to throw him on the first line, we definitely will be able to do that. Now, can I throw him on the penalty kill or something? Might I be able to do that? I kind of tweaked with the penalty kill lines a bit last episode. Maybe I could take Vermette off in return for Williams. I mean, 83, 82, 85. I don't really think that's anything better than what we have right now laid out, so I think I'll just leave it for right now. I'll just put Williams on our fourth line there, just as a nice depth role player. Didn't give up much to get him on our team, so I think that's what we need to do. Alright, so let's go to player morale, because I know he wants to have a meeting with us, so let's do that. And then I think we'll just continue to simulate here. Alright, so Justin Williams being traded is a big change, but I'll make you proud of your choice. Alright, you're a vet. You are a vet. You know what? I think I gotta demand some stuff out of you, Justin. You're a vet. I need to demand it. I think we got a fair deal on that trade, so don't let me down. Looks like speaking of demanding tone had no impact on Justin Williams. Okay, didn't like it. I mean, well, he didn't like it, but he didn't mind it either. So, whatever. That is perfectly fine with me. Alright, so we got Justin Williams for our fourth line. I think we're ready to go, boys. I think we are ready to go into this final stretch here for our playoff push. Remember, we are second place in the Metro right now. All we need to do is get some points. Good thing is we play a good bit of Western Conference teams this month, so the more points, the better. And also, somebody told me that if I sim to the first of each month instead of like at the end of the month, it'd be better if I do sim to the first of each month, because it makes for not the simulation to run so slow. Locker room interactions. Great, everybody's pissed off right now, Justin Williams, but can we get a win in our first game against the Boston Bruins? And we lose 4-1. Okay. Locker room interactions. Valentin Zykov, fractured ankle. His estimated return is April 21st. Okay. So Zykov gets injured. Glad I picked up Justin Williams because, well, you are right back into the team. You're moving up to the third line. That means Gagliardi goes right back into where he was. Alright, so Gagliardi substitute in there. Zykov, where was Zykov at? He was on special teams. He was on the penalty, the power play. So Teravainen, Patrick, and who is not being used right now? Is Lindholm on the power play? He is not. He's on the point. So you know what? I'm going to move Lindholm over to the wing, and then I'm going to put a defenseman here. Falk, Bean, Slavin, and Fleury. Fleury's got a hard shot. Can't really pass all too well, though. I need somebody who can pass better. Is it Hannafin? I guess so. Is Hannafin on there already? Hold on. Who's my defenseman? No, Hannafin's not. Alright, so Noah Hannafin I'll put in there. Noah Hannafin I'll put on the penalty kill, and then probably just an extra attacker. Yeah, Patrick, and who's another third line guy? Nolan Patrick, and just throw Victor Rask in there for an extra attacker for right now. Why not? Okay, so it looks like we're dealing with some locker room issues at the moment. I don't like that. Another 3-2 loss to Florida. Okay. Season ticket drive is about to begin. Alright, let me set the ticket prices for this. For season tickets, definitely want to lower them a bit. Yeah, let's lower that. That's in the middle. That's kind of in the middle. Yeah, you know what? Just keep them the way they are. Okay, it's a good time. Oh yeah, we need to increase for season tickets, which we've already done, kind of. So I'm gonna hold back on the game general. Actually, no, give me 50% pretty much on that. Do 50-50 there. There we go. Save the budget on that. And okay, guys, we need some. Oh Jesus, 5-2. Come on, Carolina. Give me a win here. Noah Hannafin injured with a hamstring. Alright. Sanheim goes in. What's going on, boys? What is going on? There we go. Win against San Jose. 7-3 win against Arizona. Okay, maybe those 3 losses there were a little bit of a question mark there, but we come right back with 3 wins. It's good. That's what we needed. 3 losses against Eastern Conference teams, but we're not gaining points, but we gained 6 of those points back by beating those Western Conference teams. So, who was back? Hannafin was back. So, Sanheim, you're out. Hannafin, you're back in. That should switch everything around already, so it's good. Alright. Washington, it's a big game here, boys. Big game. I know I got some... Oh, Jesus, man. We got shut the hell out. Ooh, man. We can't be losing every game against Eastern Conference teams there. Overtime win against New York, it's just fine. Ottawa. Yeah, it is scouting assignment. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Let's do the queue. 6 weeks in the queue. 4-1 loss against Ottawa. Alright, I need to stop right now. 6-1 win against Florida. Okay. I need to see where we're at right now, because we are just kind of in like a little free fall, bouncing back and forth right now. Okay, the good thing is the wild card's at 81 points. We're still at 86. Pittsburgh has passed us, but you know what? That's kind of fine right now. My arena things are not good right now. So I'm gonna definitely check this out. What's wrong? I have insufficient funds for pretty much everything. Yeah, my executive suites and everything like that are almost above 50%, which is not good. But I have insufficient funds because I have 0 money right now. I need to put like more money in my arena operations, which means I'm gonna need to take a bit off of advertising, the advertising budget. Whoops, hold on, and then I need to throw that in arena operations just to pretty much get back what I need to here and see what I can fix. Clubs, not really club seats. We want to do a lower bowl for sure, repair that stuff. Do I have enough to repair another one? I do. I can do the club seats, or how much would the executive suites be? Executive seats would be too much, so let's just upgrade the club seats. And hopefully that should be enough for right now for the rest of the season. Because right now, we're running out of money here in Carolina. We are running out of money, and we're also kind of in a little bit of a free fall right now. The good news is we do have a nice little comfortable cushion over Washington with like a couple games in hand, but that game is going to be really important. I'm actually going to sim up to that game. So let's sim these 2 games against Toronto and Philly. Toronto, come on, give me a win. 3-1 loss. 4-1 win. Okay. Toronto is fine because I don't think Toronto is a playoff team. Well, they are. They're good. Philly definitely was not, so we got the points we needed out of that. But this one's a big game here. This is a big game against Washington. A very big game against Washington. This is a 4-point game right now. Washington can come within 1 point of us in the standings, or we could go 2 points ahead of them and still keep pace with Pittsburgh and Columbus. So this is going to be a big game. Let's simulate this game here. Oh, actually, no. Let me hold a team meeting first because I can. This is a very big rivalry game, boys. Good rivalry game. This is a big rivalry, and you know what? Assertive, everybody needs to go out there beyond tonight. We need to win in a dominant fashion. Everybody hated it. Okay. This young team is screwing me right now. They're in a little bit, it's crunch time, and they're kind of like collapsing a little bit because of that poise, but this is a big game right here. We need a big performance from the guys in this game. At home, too, guys. Come on. First period, 1-1. All right, Ovi, of course, and Antoine Vermette. 12 shots to 2. We only had 2 shots in the first period. Jesus, eh? Second period, 1-1 tie, up 24-12. Third period, okay. Each team gets a point, which is fine. I'll take that. You know what? I'll take it. So Washington goes now to 86. We go to 89, I think. That extra point would be nice. But we won't get it because Johnny Boychuk scores with 4 seconds left in overtime. And we will not get the extra point in that game. Washington will, but they're still only 2 points behind us now. 1 game behind us. Not looking good, guys. Not looking good. Not looking good with 8 games left. Okay, Dallas. That Pittsburgh game's going to be huge as well. So let's simulate up to that game. We're going to do a lot of in-game simulations here for the last couple games of the month. Games of the year, I should say. And the month as well. Come on, Dallas is an okay team. 8-3 loss, guys. Come on. We can't be losing all these games right now. This is not the time to lose these games. Not the time to lose these games. Washington jumps ahead of us. This is a big game for Pittsburgh, too. Simulate. I don't know what I need to do here. We need to win these games, guys. Come on. I don't know what's happening with this team. It's the poise, I'm telling you. Come on. First period, 1-0. I think that Phil DiGiuseppe got me a goal, 14-6. Second period, 2-2. They come back. Sherratt and Dumoulin. Jeff Skinner gets us back to tie it at 2. 23-18 are the shots. 2-2 going into the third period. Going into overtime again. So once again, we get points, and we don't get the extra point. Ole Mata scores an OT, and the losing does continue. We got another point, which is nice, but we are really looking scarce here for the wild card. We hold one of the wild card spots. What is the wild card race looking like? It's at 90 points right now, which is one of ours. What's the Atlantic look like? 86. Okay, so wild card right now is at 86 points, which we are 4 points ahead of. Who was it? I really wanted to make sure who it was. Devils, I don't think we have to worry about New Jersey all too much. I don't think the Devils are going to pass us. They're 7 points behind with a couple of games left to play. But who is it? It's Montreal, Tampa. Okay, Florida, Tampa, and Jersey all have 83. We have 90. And Ottawa has 86. So 83 is the next closest teams catching us. There's 3 of those. Florida, Tampa, and New Jersey. We are playing New Jersey next. So kind of this is a, it's a pretty big game once again. Oh my god, man. It's a pretty big game once again. So I'm going to have to simulate up to the next game. I really need Zykov back. But he's gone until mid-April, which will be probably past the first round, to say the least. Alright, Jersey, I need you guys to not win this game. And I need to get some points out of this, because we still have a chance to get back into that second seed. Because we can bypass Columbus and Washington, barring wins from them. And Tyler Johnson gets a start on the right track. First period goal against Corey Schneider. Rest of the first, 3-0. Good start, boys. Tyler Johnson, Nolan Patrick, and Justin Williams. Good pickups there. 13-12, 3-0 lead over the Devils. That's a very good start. Second period, 4-0. I like that, Jake Bean. Third period, they get 1. Palmieri gets 1 on Bishop, but we'll take it. That's a 4-1 win over the Devils. 2 points in hand. And we jump back into 3rd place in the division. We're kind of battling for Columbus right now for home ice advantage. I really don't want to play the Blue Jackets, to say the least. All right, let's simulate to the next game here, since we only have a couple games left. 5 left in the season. McKenzie is being placed on waivers. No, thank you. And okay, Columbus jumps back to the wild card spot because Washington now passed them. We have a chance to pass Washington. New York Islanders are a 500 team. So let's see if we can beat these guys now. Another home game. Lots of home games here to end off the year. First period, 3-1. Not great. Pulock, Kuhlman, Tavares, Tyler Johnson. Come on, boys. 13 and 11 are shots. Come on, let's go back into the second period. 3-2. Okay. Teuvo Teravainen gets one back on Halak. 21-27. Come on, big third period. 4-4. Yes! Tyler Johnson tied the game with 12 seconds left. Pulock got his second. Skinner scored with 12 minutes left to go. And then Tyler Johnson tied the game with 12 seconds with the goalie pulled to force overtime and getting Carolina that much needed point again. Clutch game there, boys. It's a very clutch game. Overtime. Okay, going to a shootout. We win the shootout. Tyler Johnson, very clutch game from him. Gets the win in the shootout. Gets us that extra point. Another 2 points on the board for Carolina. And we move back into the second seed, trying to catch the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are still only 2 points ahead of us. All right, facing the New York Rangers now. Okay, so the good thing is we're probably in the playoffs. More than likely we're in the playoffs. We're just jockeying for position right now. And once again, we get bumped right back down to the wild card because Columbus and Washington keep winning games. All right, so 4 games left. We play the Rangers. They're not a good team. 36-6-6. They love sixes, triple sixes. All right, road game in MSG. First period, 1-0. There you go, Hayden Fleury. I like that. Antti Raanta's in the net too. We should have this game. Second period, 1-0 still. Third period, up 1-1. They tied again. You know what? I'll take the points. We're forcing OT a lot in these last couple of games. Overtime, shootouts, and we win the shootout. Tyler Johnson and Teuvo Teravainen get both goals in the shootout, and we win the game of the New York Rangers 2-1. 2 more points for the Hurricanes, and we're still jockeying for that position. We have made the playoffs, which is nice. And we're still jockeying for position right now. All 4 of these teams are jockeying for first place in the Metro. Honestly, is up for grabs. It is up for grabs like nobody's business. So let's simulate up to this game against Buffalo. See if we get knocked back down again. Okay, no position changes after that little bit, which is interesting. We have a chance to go up, maybe take the division lead. I don't know who I would rather win. The thing is, who would play the weaker wildcard team? Because I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so Washington already has 80 games played with 95 points. So, okay. Man. This is all about seeding right now because Boston would play the weaker wildcard team because they have the best. They would have the best record. So they would end up playing the wildcard team from their division, right? Which would be the Montreal Canadiens or the Tampa Bay Lightning. Which means if we win the Metro, we would end up playing Washington, which I don't really want. Or we could end up playing Columbus, which I don't really want. Or we could play Pittsburgh, which I really don't want. Pretty much these 4 teams right now, or these 3 teams, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and Washington, that's pretty much who we're playing first round of the playoffs. We're playing one of those teams. Will we have home ice advantage? We don't know. And we don't know who we're going to play. But we know for a fact it's one of these 3 teams in our division because Boston has the higher point percentage and they would play the weaker wildcard team. So we're either going to play Pittsburgh, Columbus, or Washington. It's all about who I really want to play. But honestly, I really just want us to have the best record possible at the end of this year. So you know what? Let's just keep winning these games in clutch fashion too if they force overtime. First period against Buffalo, 1-1. Jeff Skinner, Tyler Ennis. Second period, 1-1. Third period, 2-1. Justin Falk early on in the game on Mike Smith of all people too. And Carolina gets 2 more points again, beating Buffalo 2-1. A lot of close games here at the end of the month, too. We jettison up to first place. Oh, Pittsburgh, you dirty sons of bitches. You dirty sons of bitches. And they're up to 99 points. Okay, Metro is pretty much... Pittsburgh, how many games do you guys have left? They have 80, okay? Okay, so this game right here is kind of for the Metro win. Whoever wins this game pretty much takes the Metropolitan Division, almost guaranteed. It sucks too because Pittsburgh has so many overtime losses. They have 17 overtime and shootout losses. We have 5 more regulation wins than them, which really sucks. All right, I got to make sure Ben Bishop is in this game. I want to make sure Benny Bishop is starting this game. All right, let me just make sure Ben Bishop is starting. Not Cam Ward. No, Cam, I don't need you in this game. Bishop, I know you want to rest, but I need you in this game, my dude. I need you in this game, my guy and my dude. This game is huge, so I want you starting against Pittsburgh. Here we go, boys. Here we go for the Metropolitan pretty much lead at this point, in Pittsburgh, too. First period, 0-0, 12 shots to 9. Second period, 1-1 tie, Phil G, Giuseppe, and Nick Bonino. We're going to go to the third, 29 shots to 14. Can the Carolina Hurricanes pull it off in the third period? 3-2, yes, they can. Daniel Sprong with 7 minutes left to go. But Jay McClement and then Teuvo Teravainen with 4 minutes left. Jay McClement and Teuvo Teravainen, 2 clutch goals. We outshoot Pittsburgh 40-23, and Carolina takes over the Metropolitan Division lead with another 1-goal game victory here in the final months of the season. Oh man. With 100 points now, since the next game, we play the Columbus Blue Jackets on the final game of the year. Holy crap, these last couple months were intense. Okay, so we are at 100 points right now, and Pittsburgh is at 99, Columbus is at 98. We are just jockeying for position right now. Oh man, this is intense. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, Washington's done. They're done. They're done at 97. We're stuck here at 100. I don't know what the season series is between us and Columbus. This is really interesting because even if Columbus beats us, does that mean we still get bumped down to second if Pittsburgh loses in regulation? Because I don't know who they play. We got to do some scouting here, guys. We got to do some scouting. We got to see what the matchup against Columbus has been this year between us, because this will actually mean all the difference right now. So we have that game. We have to see where's another matchup against Columbus. Columbus. How many times have we played you guys this year? Probably a lot. Okay, we beat them 4-2, and we beat them 4-0. So that's 2 wins over Columbus right now. And a 3-2 loss right there. And that's it. So this is the 4th matchup. This is the 4th matchup against the Blue Jackets. We've lost 1 in regulation, and we've beaten them twice in regulation. So I'm not entirely sure. Will they go by regulation wins then? I guess. Is that how they'll do it? Will they go by regulation wins? We'd be tied at that too. We'd have the exact same record. This is crazy. How are they going to determine that? How did they determine that? Do they go by regulation and overtime wins, I guess? Is that how they would determine it by? Would they go by ROHs? Regulation plus overtime wins? We would beat Columbus in that category. So I think regardless if Columbus beats us, well, here's the situation. There's so many situations right now. It's like a freaking Venn diagram of situations for playoff matchups right now. So here's the deal. If Pittsburgh wins, they take first place in the Metro. They play the Caps. If Columbus beats us in regulation, then they will stay where they're at, 3rd. We'll drop to 2nd. We play Columbus in the playoffs with home ice advantage. If we beat Columbus, Columbus stays at 98. They'll play Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh wouldn't be able to catch us even with a win. So then they'll play Pittsburgh and we'll play the Capitals. So it's a lot of... If they're going by ROWs, if we lose this game pretty much and Pittsburgh loses, then we still stay where we're at. We still play Washington. So this game is actually pretty meaningful as well. I kind of want, to be honest, I really want to lose this game to play. I have a better matchup, I guess, against the Blue Jackets than I think we would the Capitals, to be perfectly honest. Like Ovi and Backstrom versus just the rookies of Columbus. I don't know. I really don't know what I want here, but we'll see how the team plays. Let's just see how they play. We're at home versus Columbus. Honestly, I really don't think we can lose either way you look at it. Either we win the Metro, we play Washington, or we lose to Columbus, we play Columbus. So this will be a kind of a preview playoff matchup here. First period, 0-0, 9 shots to 12. Second period, 1-0, Justin Falco and Corpusalo. 11:41 in the second period he scored. 23-16 are the shots. And we're going into the third period, and we shut them out. Jacob Slavin and Justin Williams get 2 goals in the third period to win this game 3-0. We take the season series from Columbus 3-1. And your Carolina Hurricanes are the Metropolitan Division champions. What a year for the Canes. What an absolutely ridiculous year for the Canes. After the first 2 years that we've had with this franchise, we win the division, and we are going to the playoffs to face Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. God damn. God damn. Let's simulate up this day. The regular season is probably over. Did Pittsburgh win their game? They ended up losing their game, I think. Either that or their game is today. Let me just see if they ended up losing. Let's see. Pittsburgh played their game and they ended up losing. So, wow. Carolina, 102 points on the year. Great year for the Canes, man. Great year for the Canes. We weren't the best team in the NHL by any standards. We were the 6th best team. There were a ton of teams better than us. Arizona, LA, Boston, Winnipeg, and Chicago. The West was stacked, it seems. Boston's going to be a tough team to face in the East. Pittsburgh, for sure. The Metro right there in a row. Carolina, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and Washington. Rounding out the top 10 pretty much. So yeah, it's a very competitive Eastern Conference this year. So we're going to have to see how Carolina's going to defend this year. But goals for per game was around 2.89. Third best goals for per game in the entire NHL, which is nothing to snuff at. Goals against was 2.6 something, I think. Yeah, it's definitely near the bottom of the league. It's kind of near top 10, like 20th. So not great, not good either. Power play was at a... Where was our power play at? Power play was at 17.4%. So once again, not great on the power play. And then penalty kill was at a 75.47%. So we got to make sure we're a disciplined ass team, which we are. We're the most disciplined team in the NHL. But if we take a penalty, we are screwed off of Kingdom Come. We are absolutely screwed. If we take a penalty in any sort of game, team's going to rip us apart. Home, we're 24-14-3. Away, we're 24-14-3. Exact same record of home and away. Last 10, though, coming into the playoffs, looking pretty hot. 7-1-2. Very good look for the Canes. Great year, guys. Great year. Clap it up. Clap it up for the Canes. Very good year. All right, point totals. It should be interesting. I want to see how good these guys definitely did. So, Tyler Johnson was our highest point total this year. 65 points in 82 games. 42 assists, 23 goals. So, 20 goal scorer. Not bad. Elias Lindholm with 55 points. That's probably his, I think that's his best year, right? Pretty sure that is Lindholm's best year right now. 55 points. I mean, he had 57 last year, so still replicable year. Not bad. Jeff Skinner with 54, 20 goal scorer. Tiva Tervain with 51. Victor Rask almost had 50, but 48 points for him is pretty good. Nolan Patrick with 47 points. Probably a lot of power play points. 19 goals. He was almost a 20 goal scorer as well. 19 goals, 28 assists, 47 points. It's pretty good. Does this show me how many power play goals he had? He only had 3 power play goals, but still, he probably got a lot of power play assists. So Nolan Patrick definitely on his way up. Justin Williams had 45 points. I think we got him when he had 36, so he got a couple points in there. Jordan Staal with 40, Antoine Vermette with 37. Pretty decent year for fourth line. Was a plus 15, and like I said, he was going to get you that 30 to 40 points, and he got just that. Valentin Zykov is out with an injury right now, so hopefully he'll be back soon. He missed pretty much the second half of the season after the trade deadline, so honestly, I'm glad we picked up Justin Williams because we really kind of needed him. Phil DiGiuseppe with 30, Jay McClement with 24, Boyd Gordon with 16 and 61, Gallardi with 7 and 22. Okay, a lot of minuses on there. Looks like our bottom lines are plus, our top lines are minus. So it leads me to believe my offensive kind of lines are not really that defensive, but it looks like my bottom pairs is pretty defensive, which is kind of what I want. Defensively, Jake Bean and Justin Falk both have 34 points. Jake Bean with 16 goals, pretty good. Plus 13. All my defense are plus except for Hayden Fleury. Slavin with 31 points, a very good year for Jacob Slavin. Very, very good. Falk's down to an 88. Bean's still up to 89, which is good. Pesci with 13. Hannafin with 11. Fleury with 8. Sanheim with 3 points in 8 games, 78 overall. I kind of expected that. He's definitely on a downward trend, but he'll be depth for the playoffs. And my guys, my goalies, Ben Bishop played 72 games this year. Holy smokes. 2.5 goals against, 41, 22, and 2. Save percentage of .916. 4 shutouts. Very good year for Bishop. Ward played 15 games, so he'll play 3 more games down the stretch. 2.95, 6, 5, and 1 goals against of save percentage of .892. Not great. Maybe I should have traded for that guy. How did that St. Louis Blues goalie do for the rest of the year? Let's see, unless he got traded. He did not get traded, and he's up to an 83 overall. He finished 5 and 10, 2.94 with 18 games played. Okay. Maybe we should have traded for him. Maybe not. I don't know. You guys can let me know if that was a dumb trade or not. So, let me just look at the, let's look at the totals for the entire NHL, shall we? Entire league, alright. Top goal scorers, OV, who we're going to have to play in the playoffs, fantastic. OV, Tarasenko, Crosby, nobody with 40 goals this year, which is nice. Any new names up there? Berchi was up there, interesting. Kachuk was up there, Forsberg, Palmieri, okay. Assists, let's assist, Backstrom, great. Kessel, Stamkos, Henrique, Stastny Hall, any new names up there? Panarin, no, Boone Jenner was up there. And then points, who had the most points this year? Nicholas Back, no, wow. Really low year for points, it seems like. Nicholas Backstrom with 83 only. And Phil Kessel with 83, Stamkos with 82. Anyone else up there? Taylor Hall. Interesting. Alright, so that was for forwards. Those are all the points. Defense, whoops, not goalies. Bishop has to get most of the awards for my goalies, I would assume. Defenseman, let's see. Alright, goals. Drew Daly with 19. Jake Bean was 3rd in the league for goals. Don't overlook him. 16 this year. There's Ghost as well with 14. Attaboy Shane. But Jake Bean with 16 goals this year. He's 89 overall at 20 years old. My God, you're going to be a beast in the next couple of years. My God, Jake Bean. But yeah, you're up there. And other real names out there. Ethan Bears right there. Klingberg, Burns. Assists. Morgan Riley with 50 assists. My God. And then points, probably Morgan Riley as well. We got Morgan Riley and OEL tied. Lungy Keith, Drew Doughty, Carlson. Any new names up there? TJ Brody's up there. Klingberg, Suter. Okay. Interesting. And then goalies. It's going to be a long G upload. My God. Alright. Most wins with most games played goes to Corey Crawford, actually. Well, Corey Crawford had the most wins. Me and Bishop and Tuukka Rask both have 41, but they didn't play as many games as Bishop did. He played 72. Frederick Anderson, oh my God. Frederick Anderson, 70 games played with a 2.16 goals against average. Carey Price with a 2.14. Yeah, Vesa's going to be hard to choose this year. Probably goes to Crawford, though, I would assume. 2.10, 42 wins. 2.10 goals against, yeah, lowest goals against average, most wins. They'll probably give it to Crawford, I would think. Best save percentage. Gustafson with best save percentage with games played, probably. Bobrovsky only played 32 games this year. What the hell? They were running with Korpisalo then, like hell. Yeah, I guess so. Oh well. And then rookie skaters, I always just like to look at this real quick. Rookie skaters, who was the best rookie skater this year? It was for goals, Ruop Hintz. Interesting. Del Call, Svechnikov, Carrier, Sherbak. Hosang and Sprague, Dvorak, Zwiski, Anna Ernie, Barzil, Vrana. Oh great, Jacob Vrana is going to be in there too. Freaking fantastic. And then Daniel Sprague got a lot of assists, holy crap. Interesting. Interesting, and then rookie goalies. Any notable names up there for rookie goaltenders? Just look at most games played. This Kakinen guy from Minnesota. Hiroshima. Interesting. Gustafson's Zucoli. Alright. So there's all the stats. Carolina. Congratulations, you guys are going into the playoffs as the best team in the Metropolitan Division. Now the thing is, can we make it a long playoff run, because a team like that awaits you in round number 1, the Washington Capitals. A very, very intimidating team, to say the very least. So there are the playoff matchups. In the West, you have LA versus Colorado, Arizona versus San Jose, Chicago versus Calgary, Winnipeg versus Nashville. And then the East, you have Boston versus Montreal, Ottawa versus Toronto, Carolina versus Washington, and Pittsburgh versus Columbus. So yeah, you have Alexander Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom and Brandon Holtby waiting for you in round 1. That's your reward for winning the Metropolitan Division, facing the Washington Capitals in round number 1. Joy. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. If you made it this far, definitely make sure to hit that like button down below. But this is, unfortunately, without Valentin Zykov, is a little bit of a hurt. This is kind of the lineup we're running into the playoffs with. You know, on forward-wise, it's looking a little bit rough there on the bottom 6. They're very defensively minded, which is good, but I don't know if they'll be. Hopefully, they're able to stop the high-powered offense of Washington. I think our defense will be good enough, as we had the 3rd best goals for in the game this year, so we can score goals, that's for sure. And we have a stacked goalie in that. It's all about just putting the pieces together and shutting down Alexander Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom. Hopefully we can do it. So, how is this team doing? Charlotte is fine. They're going to be in the playoffs. They will be in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. And we're playing Washington in round number 1. So, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. Playoffs for the first time in the series are next up.